how to tell stories about yourself that are difficult to tell, but will help you to grow your business. Hello. So we're talking storytelling, and when you have a complex story, a difficult story, it can be really hard to know where to start. And the most important thing is to start telling your story, because the more that you tell your story, the easier it gets and the more you can craft it and refine it. So when it comes to telling your story, that might be a written version of it, it might be on video, and it also might be out loud to an audience. But the principles still apply. The first thing to think about is to start with kind of the hook, the moment that was the crisis. So if I talk about my personal story, my sort of crisis moment was I couldn't go back to work after having my son because I was so incontinent that it was really difficult for me to walk down a hill without peeing. So my sort of pivot moment might be something like, I couldn't walk down a hill without wetting myself, and I couldn't return to the life that I loved, so I had to carve out a new career for me. How did I do this? So the next stage is you've kind of built up the crisis, but you want to show that you then also reach a high point. So you then say, despite my difficulties, I was able to create a six-figure business while on maternity leave and really build a life that I loved that meant I didn't have to go back to work. So you've then built the high point of the story. So you had the kind of crisis moment, you've built the high point of the story. Now you want to dip down and tell the absolute drama and the worst bits of the story. So I would say something like this. You need to have a kind of hook to link people back down. So you say, it wasn't always that way. In fact, there have been times in my life when it was really challenging. In the winter, my incontinence is so bad, I can't really leave the house for about a month, 2 months, if the weather is bad, because I get asthma. And so the asthma triggers my cough, which triggers my incontinence. And actually this winter just gone, my cough was so bad and I was so ill that actually the surgery that I'd had to help me with my incontinence meant that I basically tore through the stitches of my surgery and I was unable to control my bladder or my poo passage. Sorry to be really gross, but this is how bad it got. And so it meant I was really, really ill and I couldn't do anything. But what I could do is work on my business. And I could, in my bubble of being in my house, I could create content, I could blog, I could film videos. And so I was still able to work and function and build my business, talk to clients and create building and growing my business. So that was my focus, even though I was really ill. And so it meant that I was still able to earn money, whereas if I'd have had to have been going out to work, if I was still working as a journalist, as a TV reporter, I had to go out on shoots every day, and that would have meant either traveling abroad and working in kind of dodgy conflict zones, difficult countries, where there were times when I was pregnant and I was, you know, kidnapped by the Russian rebels and I was held and, you know, they're holding you in a ditch or something. You're not like, it's not super scary, but at the same time, you can't really say, excuse me, Mr. Rebel Soldier, can I just go to the toilet? Because that's not going to happen. So this way, it enabled me to grow my business. And so that was the key thing, that I was then able to share that story and build and grow. So it enabled me to get to the point where I'm earning over six figures. So whatever your business may be, it is about being able to share the difficult times. Whatever the story is, whatever the complication, share the difficult times, but take it on a curve. So you have the high point, the success point, but then the dip of where you failed, where it went wrong, where you struggled, but then come out the other side and show us that you've succeeded. Because Everybody loves a success story. So you want to make sure that you are sharing your success stories even when they're most challenging and difficult. I hope you found this video useful. I share lots of tips and strategies to help you grow your online business through video, through storytelling, and really to get to that next level, because what you want to do is build your personal brand who love and rave about you. If you like this video, I would love you to subscribe. Please click on the link below and hit the bell if you want to catch the next video and be told when I release it. Thank you so much. Bye, bye, bye.